Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Yashika Guleria, Assistant Professor Commerce, Government College Arki, Himachal Pradesh University, Shimla. Today we are going to talk on module Teaching of Human Values in Business Schools from the paper concerning Human Values and Indian Ethos. After studying this module, you will be able to understand first, meaning of human values or ethics. Second, business ethics as a discipline. Third, importance of human values in business organizations. And last, teaching of ethics in business schools. Let's start with a brief introduction. Today, this idea is fast gaining ground that business cannot be transacted for any long time without taking into consideration the finer nuances of ethics, values and ethos. Business ethics have emerged as a distinct discipline in itself, which supplement the entire management discipline. Business ethics has come to be considered a management discipline, especially since the birth of the social responsibility movement in the year 1960. In that decade, social awareness movement raised expectation of businesses to use their massive financial and social influence to address social problems like poverty, crime, environmental protection, equal rights, public health, and improving the education level. An increasing number of people asserted that businesses were making a profit from using our country's resources, and these businesses owned it to our country to work to improve society as well. Many researchers, business schools and managers have recognized this broader constituency in their planning and operations and have replaced the word stockholder with stakeholder, meaning to include employees, customers, suppliers and wider community. The emergence of business ethics is similar to that of other management disciplines. Moving on to the domains of ethics. The word ethics is derived from the Greek word ethos, which means custom, usage or habit. The word ethics also means character, beliefs and standard that pervade a group, a community or a group of people. Ethics concerns attempts to distinguish right from wrong, good from bad, and constitution of desirable conduct in a particular set of social circumstances. In fact, the term ethics refers to value-oriented decisions and behavior. Moving on to the meaning of the business ethics, which is also known as the corporate ethics. It is a set of applied ethics or professional ethics that examines ethical principles and morals or ethical problems that arise in a business environment. It applies to all aspects of business conduct and is relevant to the conduct of individuals and business organizations as a whole. Fundamental rules of ethics. The following points forms the golden rules in ethics. Each of these forms the basis of all human values. First, everything you want others to do to you, you should do to others. Second, do not do to others anything which you do not wish them to do to you. Third, do not do anything to others that, if done to you, would cause harm to you. Moving on to understand the nature of ethics, these are central to our functioning in the organization. The nature of ethics is as follows. First, it is a normative science. It is a science because ethics has certain set rules which needs to be followed. Ethics is said to be a normative science because it deals with ideals. Ethics is concerned with the ideals of good. A normative science determines norms, ideals, standards or values. But ethics is not a natural or a pure science like physics and chemistry. Second, self-imposed. Ethic is a code of conduct and behavior which we need to adhere to ourselves only. Ethical principles are self-imposed. The laws of the state are externally imposed on the individual by the state. Non-compliance of any law may attract punishment. We follow a moral principle not because of hope of reward or fear of punishment, but because we consider that to be our duty. Third, morality. Ethics has moral connotations. Morality is the essence of ethical behavior and it should be reflective. Any conduct is based on social rules and understanding of duties. In case where there is a conflict of duties, conventional morality fails totality. Conventional morality ensures well-being and survival of society. Fourth comes the discipline. Ethics are observed in the spirit of self-discipline. Ethics follows the rule of discipline. Discipline is necessary for ethics and it plays a vital role in ethics. Ethics contain principle, rules and regulations. Business ethics as a discipline. When organizations realized that they needed to radiate a more positive image to the public, the recent discipline of public relations was born. When organizations realized that they needed to manage their human resources in a more efficient way, the recent discipline of human resources was born. Similarly, as commerce became more complicated and dynamic, organizations realized they needed more guidance to ensure that their dealings supported the common goal and did not harm others. Business ethics was born as a result. Note that 90% of business schools now provide some form of training in business ethics. Now, if we see the ancient Indian education system, what are the values we can derive? The ancient Indian education system was basically aimed at personal growth of individual. Indian education system is the oldest in the world and has some qualities which are proud of and which do not exist anywhere else in the world. The ultimate plan of human society of that age was the achievement of Supreme, that is Brahma, which was customary in the entire visible world. A man should employ himself in karmopasana, that is work is worship, and thus purify his inner sense and gain the supreme. Education in its historicity in the Indian context relates to primacy of a classical tradition based on the ancient textual material, mainly the Semites, Brahmamanas, Aranyakas and the Upanishad. Gurukul, Guru Shishya Parampara, Varna, Aksharambha, Divija are some familiar terms denoting the setting, the teacher-student interaction, social stratification and the two stages of initiation to knowledge seeking in ancient Indian education system. Let's have a look on the aspect of teaching of ethics in management. Today, at the national and global level, ethics have acquired a distinct niche and have been included as a major course in the management education. It, in a sense, is the soul of business operations. As an academic discipline, business ethics emerged in the year 1970. Business ethics is a part of the philosophy of business, the branch of philosophy that deals with the philosophical, political, and ethical underpinnings of business and economics. Business ethics operates on the premise, for example, that the ethical operations of a private business is possible. Very often, it is held that business is not bound by any ethics other than abiding by the law. Milton Friedman is the pioneer of this view. He held that corporations have the obligation to make a profit within the framework of the legal system, nothing more. Friedman made it explicit that the duty of the business leader is to make as much money as possible while confronting to the basic rules of the society, both those embodied in the law and those embodied in ethical customs. Ethics for Friedman is nothing more than abiding by customs and laws. The reduction of ethics to abidance of laws and custom, however, has drawn serious criticism. Cohen-Dare, in his presidential address to Society of Business Ethics, said, "Business school instill wrong values or ignore issues critical to developing integrity. Therefore, business schools must have ethics in curriculum so as to lead to strong ethical system in the corporate world." Of late, some common changes that business schools have made to strengthen ethical training are: first, instituting mandatory courses on ethics, professional responsibility, or corporate social responsibility. Second, integration of ethical concepts into non-ethics classes such as accounting and management. Third, promotion of service learning. Fourth, honor codes and implementing these codes. Fifth, and the last, is the implementing an oath which is publicly sworn in. There are some debates on teaching of ethics. Teaching of ethics include: first, stimulating moral thoughts. Second, developing problem solving skill. Third, creating a sense of moral obligation. Fourth, recognizing ethical dilemmas. And last, tolerating or reducing ambiguity. Arguments in favor of teaching ethics. First, values are relative. Values are relative and these are different for different people. Every individual holds one value as the prime, most significant and precious for his existence. Another one upholds some other value. This doesn't mean we have only one value to go with. However, our preferences are different and subjective. Second, value shaped by external environment. Values are developed under the influence of external environment also. Values cannot be fully developed on their own. They develop in a conducive environment. There are some sort of other arguments which are against the teaching ethics. They are: first, people are born with certain values. People have a certain set value system of their own. Values are inborn. They cannot be enhanced by reading or training. Second, values are cultured in home. Values are imparted in families at home. This is an extension of the previous cause. A child's first contract is with his parents and not the society. Therefore, Upbringing or education by parents plays an important role in the definition of one's value. Last, values are eternal. Values are eternal as well as absolute. There cannot be external values. Ethics are internal characteristic traits such as loyalty, sensitivity, justice, compassion, and honesty. Let's summarize the whole session. We can say that business ethics has emerged as a distinct discipline in itself, which supplement the entire management discipline. Business ethics has come to be considered a management discipline, especially since the birth of the social responsibility movement in the year 1960. In that decade, social awareness movements raised expectation of businesses to use their massive financial and social influences to address the social problems such as poverty, crime, environmental protection, equal rights, public health, and improving education. An increasing number of people asserted that because businesses were making a profit from using our country's resources, these businesses owned it to our country to work to improve society as well. When organizations realized that they needed to manage their human resources in a more efficient way, the recent discipline of human resource was born. Similarly, as commerce became more complicated and dynamic, organizations realized that they needed more guidance to ensure that their dealings supported the common good and did not harm others. Business ethics was born. Today, ethics in the workplace can be managed through use of code of ethics, code of conduct, role of ethicists and ethics committees, policies and procedures, procedure to resolve ethical dilemmas and ethical training, etc. I hope this session would be very fruitful to you. Thank you.